We get a countdown.
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, and we are live. Welcome back to Security Halt Live. I was supposed to say Friday Night Live, but just didn't get the chance to prep. No prepping time. Whose fault is that, Ryan?
Well, we prepped without you, so
it's the last time
we're prepping. We're prepping pretty hard together. So,
oh man, we have a great episode. I have been waiting to talk to you, Judah, for a long time. I heard about your project and I was like, man, I like comic books. I'd love to connect this guy. But no, Sweet Cheese is like, no, not yet. We got to wait. Made me wait.
Sorry.
Now you're finally
better when
here.
you wait.
Yeah. It is. Some podcast edging, dude.
That's exactly what it was. He teased me with this, like, hey, I know a guy that's writing a comic book. I was like, ooh, oh, that sounds fun.
But you can't talk to him yet.
You can't. Not yet. You have to wait. Dude, you put it up on Kickstarter and you were fully funded in like freaking
6
hours?
6 hours, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And I just want to say that if you know Judah, this is your pen name, which you're going to have to go over later. Everyone, I revere the man as a creative genius, and he's.
Oh, stop.
Okay, you could blush, or you could just mute me. But
I want to see the little anime like lines, the little rosy eyes.
Yeah. But I dude, it's just so awesome that you're doing this. Honestly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because like since the day I found out, I think I texted you like, holy shit, like this is fucking amazing. So I'm really glad that one, you did it, and that two, you're here to talk about it on Security Halt, which is something that we've been doing for, what are we at, 2 years?
Yeah, man.
So thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, thank you. I can't tell you. I it's funny, this morning I got hit up by several people that sent me the Kickstarter picture and like, dude, you've got to get this guy on the show. And I'm like, it's funny you say that because that's who's coming on tonight. That was like this morning. And I was like, and it's funny because I was like, wait a second, what? His name's not Judah. Wait a second. That's his pen name, or that's his artist name. What's going on here?
Yeah. I just wanted to have a pen name. I thought it'd be cool. And plus my real name, I'll go ahead and dox myself. My real name is Wiener. And,
wait a minute. No, it's okay. It's not, you didn't, you're saying you just wanted a pen name because you thought it was cool. It had nothing to do with the fact that your name is Wiener.
So I like my name. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Wiener. I just don't think that it doesn't match the vibe that I'm going for. You know what I mean?
I like it. I think it's rad.
I think it's great. Imagine all the possibilities. Like in the middle of a heated firefight, you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ, Wiener! Where's Wiener? God damn it, Wiener! Tell me you're calling something in.
Well, sometimes people kind of dance around it, and they like, they're reading the attendance rolls at like Cadam or something, and they're like, Sergeant Weiner. And I'll correct that every single time.
Yeah.
No, it's Wiener.
Wiener.
No, I got one that's completely worse.
Church it up.
I had a friend in basic training, and he Greek dude, tall, yoked out dude, and the drill sergeants were like, Capinus, where are you, Capinus? I was like, that's not how you pronounce it, drill sergeant. Well, how the hell do you say it? It's Capinus.
Oh,
so not the worst.
could be worse. Could be better. Could be worse.
So tell us about your origin story.
How far back do you want me to go?
Where'd you grow up?
My dad. Okay.
Yes.
Conception.
That's a type of
conception
detail.
story. Okay, cool. Yeah, totally.
No. So I grew up in the DC metropolitan area. I guess. Realistically, I grew up in Fairfax, but I just claim DC because it's a lot easier to explain. And I went to school in Richmond for a while. I went to school in Long Island for a while, and then after failing at both of those things, I enlisted in the Air Force as a TACP, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm 12 years in, and I decided, like, it wasn't a sudden decision, but, like, it's something I want to do my whole life. I've always written fiction and been pursuing creative ventures, but I finally decided, like, the time had come. I was going to make a comic book, so that's where I am. But I just wanted to say thanks a lot. I didn't get a chance to thank you guys. Thank you so much for having me on here. It's really
Absolutely.
it's really cool to be here. I know David, or Sweet Cheese, excuse me. I know Sweet Cheese.
Put some respect on that name, goddammit.
Yeah. Sweet Cheese. We were buds in Hawaii. We traveled Europe together. We had a outstanding time.
Yeah,
right, now we got to go on a segue. Man. Now we have to go on a segue. I love segue.
Yeah, I'd like to know about this as well.
There are some things about that trip that we can never talk about.
No.
But there are some you can.
Give me about 8 years. Give me about 8 years to retire, and then I'll go no holds barred.
We'll redo this. We'll have a reunion.
I don't know, Ryan. Should we snort this? I don't know. When in Rome.
Oh man.
But it was good.
And then, it was great.
A lot of laughs. It was fun. It's a cool seeing you now. Like, you look great. You have a beard, which awesome. Looks wonderful on you. All of you guys have great beards. Denny, you kind of remind me of Pedro Pascal from
No way.
I'm sure you've heard that.
You'd say like a washed out Vince Vaughn, but I'll take that. I'll take that all day.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal fits.
I'll take that.
That's right.
Yeah. He's a zaddy.
Dude. That's a great look. I prefer a homeless Hispanic man, but hey, that you're giving me way too much credit. I'm embracing being retired, like to the max. I got to yell at my first active duty sergeant major for the first time. It felt great.
That's the dream right there.
Who are you? What are you calling me? For what? Awesome. Oh man. Yeah. So tell us about this book. Tell us about the comic book. Where did the idea come from? Because I am a fan of sci-fi and space operas, and I feel like this is right up my alley.
So it is right up your alley. And I'll explain. So I'm also a fan of space opera type stuff. I'm a big Star Wars, Mass Effect, The Expanse fan. But I'm also a tremendous fan of espionage in fiction.
Nice.
I love Mission Impossible, love Bond, love Jason Bourne. And like all the stupid ones too. I love Austin Powers. I love Archer. So I had this original story I wanted to tell, but I wanted to tell it with like the best elements from both of those genres. And best is subjective, but like if you watch any Bond movie, like they're great Bond movies, but you find that like 75% of it is like stupid. There's like a 25% of it that's awesome. Oh, yeah. And I wanted to distill that to like its purest, most like smokable essence.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Basically, this is like a crack pipe hit of sci-fi and espionage at its coolest.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read you the pitch? I actually have a pitch.
Please. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so check this out. Humanity may have abandoned Earth, but wherever we go, war is never far behind. And where there's war, there's good old-fashioned espionage. And enter Charon 13, the United Systems Coalition's premier spy. In the last 5 seconds, he's forgotten more about clandestine infiltration than most elite operators will ever know in a lifetime. But now, he's all that stands in the way of cosmic annihilation. Will he succeed? For our sakes, he better.
Yay. Dude, you're a wordsmith.
I'm in, goddammit.
Yeah.
Can we get Chris Pratt to play him in the Netflix movie or Amazon Prime movie?
He's Indian. He's an Indian character, so I mean,
so yes.
Hey, we can make it happen.
That's frowned upon. Can't do that.
Hey,
Isn't he playing Mario now? Like that does not
Yes,
work
he
for me.
is.
that man can play anybody. Oh, so tell us about this character, because that right there, that's got me hooked now. Where did you come up with the idea for making him Indian? Like, what was the drive behind that?
Well, I wanted to be inclusive. It's as a white guy, like my automatic inclination is to write a white character because I just write. My automatic drive is to like write myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's
And you have endless material there. So
Yeah.
So like my approach with this one was I wrote a character. I didn't really like, I've written scripted 15 issues of this series, and I didn't like really settle on what any of these characters looked like until after I was done writing. I wanted their character to be completely divorced from like their physical attributes. And then when I was working with my artist, that's when I was like, okay, well, fuck it. Like, make him an Indian character, make this character Asian. Like, I just wanted it to be diverse,
Yeah.
Just to kind of like not have it be like 50 white dudes, which is what like immediately would be my impulse.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, we get so caught up with the idea that the hero has to look a certain way. Like, God forbid that we go a completely different route, something we haven't seen. Like that. Kudos to you, man, because I'm hooked on the character now. Now I need to know like the origin story. Like, where this guy come from? Don't spoil too much though.
That's a big spoiler.
Damn. He's cloned. Back to the tubes.
So in this first issue, I'm not. It's not. So just personal pet peeve. I don't like stuff that's like 3/4 origin and then you see the cool thing at the end. You know what I mean? I like to kind of have things just drop you in the middle of it, and then later, after you're already like, balls deep in it. That's when like, okay, now let's give you the origin, and so like you're gonna sort of get those flashbacks in later issues, but for this issue, I'm starting like in the middle of it. Like it starts at 11.
Oh shit!
For this, yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
oh, that's fucking awesome.
I'm stoked.
Makes sense, especially for a clandestine character.
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, super.
If he's not mysterious at all, it's not clandestine to you. You know what I mean? It's not clandestine to the antagonist.
Yeah. It's clandestine. Everything's clandestine to someone. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Right.
So where did your love and passion for comic books start?
Oh man. So I'm 36. So I know I don't look it. I know I look like I'm like 42. But
I was gonna
down. Bro, I was gonna go way down.
Lower,
way down.
Yeah.
I was 29.
You make me feel like a piece
handsome dude.
I set that up. I set that whole situation up just so that you guys would all say like, "Oh no, I was going to go lower." So,
man.
I could just see you like having a skincare routine every morning at 5 a.m.
Yeah, like
I apply my
American Psycho.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I'm sponsored by Nivea. Anyway.
No big deal.
So when I was 7, I was at the I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be this place called Tower Records. I know that that Sweet Cheese doesn't remember, but any of the older gentlemen, but they sold these things called CDs, but they also had like comics and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's like this. It's like an MP3 you can throw like a frisbee.
I'm 30.
Ryan's first introduction to music were those like hit clips that held like 18 pop songs. Get your new hit clip with NSYNC.
These now.
How long is this roast gonna last?
I had that. My
Monster
grandma got me a hit
Jams.
clip.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah,
with
that
his
was good
Jinko jeans.
Yeah. Hey, dude, I got the monster. I'm already halfway there. But I was at Tower Records with my mom because she was buying like Celine Dion or some shit, and they had like a big magazine section, and some of the magazines had like a piece of cardboard in front of them. It was like that kind of store. It was a cool store. And I saw the cover of X-Man #4, not X-Men, but like X-Man, which is for, I'm sure some of the people in your audience know, is Nathan Gray, the clone of Nathan Summers, Cable, from the Age of Apocalypse dimension. I digress.
No big deal.
No big deal. But so like I thought it looked cool. So like I asked my mom, she got it for me, and I read it, and it was like the most in the middle of the most complicated X-Men like crossover event ever. So it's completely unapproachable. So like I had no idea what was going on. But Mr. Sinister looked so fucking cool to me that I just had to like keep reading about it. And that just kind of got me started. And then like since then, big fan of like Frank Miller and Alan Moore and Neil Gaiman. And then now zip ahead to now. I'm reading Chip Zdarsky Daredevil and Chip Zdarsky Batman and a whole lot of Donny Cates. So yeah, that's the whole thing in a nutshell. But yeah, I love superheroes. I love horror comics. I love the medium because I feel like it's like any comic is a movie with no limit to the budget because you could draw anything, so it's like there's like no limits to where it can go. It's the biggest possible thing or the smallest thing depending on what the creators want.
Yeah, and it's so marketable to everybody nowadays. Like everybody can find a hero that's championing their cause or where they're from. Like gone are the days where you look at a superhero comic book and it's like, oh wow, like I can't friggin' like relate to this dude. Like,
is it the spandex?
Yeah, I mean that's what always got me. I love spandex, but now you get superheroes that look like everybody that can help anybody feel like they have a superhero that's for them. I know it's a big deal for me. Blue Beetle, we're finally getting our
nice,
our brown superhero because Namor didn't do it for me.
Really?
Let me tell you, no. Yeah, such a waste. It was, oh man, my enemies call me Namor. No, not true. Not real. Namor was never an Aztec warrior. I'm putting that in the record right now. Should have just kept him the way he was. He was cool as he was. But yeah, I'm super excited for our Blue Beetle. It's going to be great.
I'm glad they kept the foot wings. That would have really bummed me out if they had ditched that.
I did love it because that's something that I always laughed about, and it was so great to see those tiny little wings flapping around. I'm like, come on, dude! How? He should be flying upside down. I am Namor. As he falls forward, and his little wings just carry him away. Oh God, yeah. It's but man, we're so lucky, and I am thrilled that we live in a world where a vast majority of us are dealing with poverty and food insecurity, but we get to see our favorite superheroes brought to life. we actually got that. So, hey, I can't be too upset. A little dark, but man.
That's a really glass half full.
It's highly optimistic, and I love it.
Syria might be a hellscape, but at least we're rebooting Batman for a 9th time.
Let me tell you.
We're about to have a global famine. You know what? Twilight
banks are starting to fail. We just had the first bank fail in Silicon Valley. But hey, I got the Snyderverse. I'm gonna watch it for the 15th time. Oh,
it's all good. DC poached James Gunn.
But instantly it was sort of like, hey, I'm gonna give you something really good, but I'm gonna kill your dreams real quick. Your favorite Superman gone, your favorite Wonder Woman gone. Anybody you like?
I don't know what they were thinking with that. Everybody loves those.
Yeah. But yeah, Daddy Gunn had to make some cuts, and boy, did not feel good. But I'm excited to see Superman get rebooted for the 58th, 100th time.
Is it the same guy? Is it still going to be Henry Cavill?
Oh.
No.
He gone.
No.
He's off The Witcher too, isn't he?
He is.
He is.
Yeah.
Didn't they bring in Hemsworth's brother for Witcher?
Yeah.
Because it's little brother.
Yep.
The world is turning their back on Henry Cavill right now.
I feel real bad for him.
I don't know why.
Someone needs to check on him.
Yeah.
We are a mental health podcast after all. We should be doing the outreach. Mr. Henry, are you okay? Yeah. But you know what? I'm finally getting to the point where I'm able to let go of the expectations I had from childhood. I'm a huge DC fan. I've got a giant DC leg sleeve. And the last superhero I expected to get a great movie was Aquaman. I was not ready for that. I was hoping so much so that he was an afterthought added at the very end of my leg sleeve. I was like, oh, we got a spot left for Aquaman? Put him on my butt cheek. Why not? And yeah, but I put Green Lantern prominently right at the front.
Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern.
That's good. Where he belongs.
Right where.
Yeah.
No. Hal Jordan, just not in Ryan Reynolds form. I have Ryan Reynolds right here in my heart. Full portrait of the man. He's just gorgeous.
Nice. Yeah. How did all those people get cut? But the kid from The Flash, who had all the scandals, somehow survived. And now he's getting his full movie.
Dude, I don't know.
Pissing everybody off, and they're like, "We're gonna keep him, get rid of everyone else."
They'd already spent the money. That's why they're like, "Oh shit, we're gonna be really outraged about this in like 3 months."
Just goes to show you all that friggin' woke ideology, all that activism, and when they have millions of dollars wrapped up into something, it's like,
we're gonna
hit really good. They'll forgive us. But hey, we get Michael Keaton back. You know?
Oh yeah.
That's right. I saw that.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna see it. Whatever. I would not see it.
You know, I've been struggling with that one. I know Ezra Miller is a very complicated individual, and the allegations and the crimes behind it are super serious. I mean, they're about a serious. Well, you don't want to compare crimes, but I feel like it's the same as Kevin Spacey. I feel like if Kevin Spacey was the main star of this movie, I'd be like, I mean, are we really gonna float this?
I wish they had let Kevin Spacey finish House of Cards from prison. Like no. I'm mad at Kevin Spacey. He's a bad guy. He did a terrible thing. Not letting him off the hook, but I needed to finish that show, and it just wasn't the same after.
Dude, it wasn't.
I agree. Let's, here's what I advocate for.
I'm an ankle bracelet and like
we start a new trend in reality TV show. 24 hours live footage in Harvey Weinstein's cell and Kevin Spacey's. And they
have a cup and string so they can talk.
And we just bet. We just see how long they survive after the next scandal with the Clintons. Just see whose camera footage cuts off.
You know those cameras are going to malfunction.
They're going to malfunction. Yeah.
Oh, no. He hung himself and somehow shot himself 12 times in the face.
How could this have happened?
Classic case of suicide.
He fell on his knife 9 times.
Oh man, gosh, politics. Yep, it is a messy place.
Yeah,
but hey, we're still America. We're still number one. In some way, some form, we're still good.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to defense spending, because damn it, that's important.
So I vividly remember you saying, Aaron, and I can't remember the point in the timeline of when you said it, but one time you said to me that you wanted to write a book or something because you felt like you had this like crazy adventure life, which you have. I mean, you've been overseas. I think you said I went overseas, I fought in a war, I fell in love, and you just kept going. And now now you've written a comic book. So I'm gonna hold you to it. Like eventually you need to write
well, that's what the comic book is. That's what the comic book is.
Oh, that was from the war.
It's autobiographical.
Yeah.
This all really happened?
Yeah.
I'm actually Indian, full-blooded.
Yeah.
No.
I was inside a lot this winter in El Paso, so.
Oh. So are there any plans to maybe spin off in this universe and explore some other characters, or is this going to be mainly focused on this one agent, his endeavors?
Bro, you have no idea. I have like a Star Wars sized like web of converging storylines planned. Like, and you know, I gotta like kind of keep myself. You know, I both love and hate dreaming, because like I'll think like I'll be dreaming of like something I want to happen way down the road, but it's just a fake thing in my head until I get to the next step. So like I try to like force myself to zero in. Like right now, I just want to put out this first issue. And then you know, I've funded to the point where I'm issue number 2 is all but guaranteed. And then I'm just going to want to get to the issue number 3. You know what I mean? So like I'm trying to force myself to cage it to one step at a time. But like when I'm laying in bed at night, I'm thinking about like my 15 issues, my spin-off series, my crossover event, the Netflix, like, you know, like I'm thinking about all that stuff. I'm just trying to temper it with reality.
I'm 9 steps ahead, old man.
Don't do that. Just keep going.
How do you keep that? Like, I know for me, like cognitively, I'm fucking retarded these days. So like, if I think of something that's long-term or have any idea that builds off of something, I have to whiteboard, and I have to be able to like at least get in somewhere and like build out. Do you have like a format or a strategy where you're painting out this universe, or like do you keep it just kind of just in the back of the head?
No, I can't keep, because I've forgotten good ideas doing it that way. So I have an iPhone. I use the Notes app, and I'm literally just like have like this insane mess of notes that only make sense to me. But
because espionage.
Yeah, it's coded. You need to leave it encoded. You need a Lima 500 to decode it. Yeah.
Dude, all I see is up, down, left, right, APA, select, start.
Grand Theft Auto cheese.
Yeah. But yeah, I have a lot of it written down. I know how this story ends. So this current series that I'm starting now, it's broken up. I said it was 15 issues. It's broken up into 3 5-issue arcs. The arc that I'm on right now is called The Price of Eternity. The second arc is called Death to Spies. And then the third arc is called The Black Expanse. So it's kind of like a 3-arc thing. The first 2 arcs are sci-fi espionage. Like, you know, it's as grounded as you can be in like a world where people live on other planets and people travel through space and stuff like that. It's sort of kind of nuts and bolts, like, you know, espionage intrigue. But in the third arc, I change genres, and it becomes like this existential dread-based Lovecraftian like horror clusterfuck.
Shit.
So hopefully we get there, because I'm really excited about like dropping a grenade on my own story. But
dude, that's so badass. Like,
cool, man.
Anytime when you have that shift in the story, but not just a wild like, oh fuck, Nathan Summers is actually Scott's kid. Whoa, no, it's completely like, when you switch it up like that, that gives the reader that moment of like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like
stop. Like you're mind fucking me. Like that's the shit that's like people look forward to. That's like you're keen in on what the nerd culture is craving and has always craved. The ability to just hook us in and then out of nowhere be like, ha ha, fuck you.
I'm so excited. I really hope I get to that point. You know, nothing's guaranteed. Yeah. Maybe everybody hates issue 1 and nobody backs issue 2, and then I can't afford to make issue number 3. You know, it's possible. And you know, I'll accept it. You know, if I'd rather try and fail than, you know, just like never try it at all. But I'm really hoping that people like number 1 and I can keep going on this ride, because there's a lot of good story to tell. I don't
think you're gonna have a problem with him. And I think that
no doubt.
You've got a lot of support in the brotherhood, and I think that now more than ever, like there is a huge call to action to get people to go after their dreams, to support veteran-owned businesses, to support our endeavors, because dude, the worst thing that we can do is limit ourselves and be the guy that gets out, or be the guy that never dreams and just goes and does what everybody tells them to do or expects them to do. Like, you have to be able to go out there and swing hard, do the things that people have told you that you can't fucking do. Like, how many times did you share that idea and that you're like, hey man, I'm working on this thing, and you get this like beat up, old, crusty senior NCO like, oh, that's fucking stupid, man. You can't do that. Only fucking wahoos over there in fucking Hollywood can do that shit. Well, why? Like, why? We can do it.
Yeah, straight up. 100% agree. And like, I think sometimes in our community, it's like not impossible, but I think it's a little hard for like other people, other either active duty or retired veterans to kind of value things that don't have to do with like blowing shit up or
coffee.
Yeah.
Promoting yourself as a sheepdog or a wolf or a hybrid of the two.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Sheep wolf. One rips comics to shreds. The other one shoots guns and drinks coffee.
I mean, I'll still make an angry Facebook post on Veterans Day. Like, I haven't completely lost my mind. Like, I'll still wear grunt style to Chili's to make sure that people thank me.
I don't have a shirt without an American flag in my bicep.
Oh, it's perfect time for a shout out to the greatest veteran-owned clothing company, Triple Nickel. If you want to support not only a veteran-owned business, but a business that's ran and has been developed by Green Berets, check out triplenickel.com and get some amazing quality goods that don't have stupid slogans like throat punch and kick a dude in the nuts. It's just, it's so awful. It's such an awful marketing scam. God. But yeah, Triple Nickel. Don't support grunt stuff.
Yeah, that should be their slogan. Triple Nickel, because we're not grunt style.
Exactly. Dude, right now,
these guys are on to something.
Tim Kennedy's like sensing something in the ether right now. He's like, sheepdogs, quickly, grunt style, let's go. Woo!
He's too busy finding
the hairs on the back of my neck stood up, and I commandeered another bus to get in the way. Tim Kennedy, probably.
Oh man, but yeah, it's go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. The veteran stuff, like taking over pop culture, man. So you got the Arctic 15 guys started doing the videos and stuff. They got pretty popular, and you had Vet TV. But now you have like the other guys. I mean, Jack Carr's got his own show from the Terminal List. He reinvigorated a genre of novel that didn't exist. Yeah. And I don't know how many guys are doing the comic thing, but I mean, that's the first time I'm hearing of you doing that. So getting the veterans in to put their insight and base their experiences and their imaginations off of these things, like it's going to bring a whole new clientele to comic books. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, when y'all were talking about comics 20 minutes ago, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. You might as well be speaking Japanese.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you had a good childhood and were well adjusted and didn't have to live in the pretend world.
Friends.
And the truth of the matter is I had good parents. No.
I'm sorry the Justice League raised me.
No, but seriously, I mean, it's the first time I've actually been like interested in a comic book. Like 2 years ago, someone brought up comics. I'd be like, no, not at all. But
this is I didn't want to do a superhero thing. I like superheroes, and I have zero interest in making any superhero content. Just because it's like, how many times are you gonna? It's just so done. It's like done to death,
Yep.
But I wanted this to be a thing that people who like other stuff might like. Like it's a comic book for both comic fans and people that just want to like try it out. I tell people this all the time. It's like, just, I guess, part of my mantra now is like, there's comic books are just another medium, just like movies and books. It's like no different. And there's a comic book for everybody. There's if you're a guy who likes like crime drama, there's a whole genre of comic books that are about that, and they're not stupid. They're like gritty, grim, and like serious. If you like silly shit, there's that, obviously. If you like, hard sci-fi that's like hurts your brain, there's that too. Like it exists for all different tastes, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's good to see like people kind of, hopefully, you know, maybe if one or two people that wouldn't ordinarily read a comic book read mine, then I'd be very happy.
Yeah, I feel that your story and your character, it's going to definitely reach people. It's going to definitely reach an audience. But I want to ask you, when it comes to the sci-fi technical data and the technical stuff, how heavy did you go into? Like,
I was just about to ask him that because he said he's a fan of The Expanse.
Yeah,
and
I like The Expanse.
That show, they went into detail,
exactly,
physics and technology. Went into the story of, even in the show, like how the Epstein drive happened, and it's super in depth. So yeah, I was going to ask you the same thing. How in depth did you go with that?
I wanted everything to be, I guess realistic isn't the term because none of this stuff exists, but I wanted everything to be defensible, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like I did come up with a way that interstellar travel works that doesn't mess up the timeline. So like, you know, I spent some time on that. Like I did spend some time explaining my tech, but I don't really spend a lot of time explaining it in the comic. Like if it comes up, it comes up. But it's not like I'm not having like, I don't like those whole exposition moments where it's like, all right, reader, let's sit down and talk about how for 3 pages how this thing works. Like nobody cares, you know?
Yeah.
I just want to know how it works so that I can make everything consistent with how it works, so that nobody, like, I don't want people picking it apart. You know what I mean? That's like my own insecurity because I pick other stuff apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't survive in space without a suit, you know, like stuff like that, you know, or like there shouldn't be fire and explosions and noise in space. So like stuff like that, I try to be pretty consistent, but it's not like a history. It's not like a science book where you're going to get bored.
Yeah.
You know?
You didn't take some time out to go get a master's degree in engineering.
Yeah. And it's a nice touch in, I guess a reference would be the Halo universe, where they have nomenclatures for all of the weapons, and there's kind of a backstory to it, but it's not, like you said, just watering the rest of the content down. So
I did use some military pro terms, and I hope it doesn't cringe anybody out, but it's just what I know. But I tried not to make it too like egregious. Like if you
have the term sit rep in there, I'll throw it away.
There's no sit rep. There's no sit rep, but there is. At one point, someone does ask someone else for an execution summary.
Oh, nice. I'm going to need that 4-page con op on my desk.
One episode completely dedicated to a guy who can't go out on a mission because his PowerPoint wasn't in Calibri font. He was denied.
He knew
that Mars fell.
Slide was going to get graded heavily, but he didn't
Slide 2. Slide 2.
Did they find out?
Did
the Russians find out about 1 down, 2 down, shift 1 down, 2 down? That would ruin us.
Listen, we're live right now. You can't be like giving national secrets out.
Oh my god!
Don't look under any keyboards. Whatever you do,
give us your secrets to your operational con-op templates. Well, you see, you pull up the old one, and then you control alt delete here and here. And you slide this in, and voila.
You have one, you have them all.
First time go! That's why I don't think anybody's ever going to get nuked, because I think the computer's going to crash as soon as anybody tries.
It's, gosh.
It's cyber awareness hasn't been done yet.
Like some reason,
trying to fire
Microsoft Outlook isn't responding.
Like, oh, it's doing that shit again. Did you turn it off?
That's the next comic book you need to write. A hyper realistic, like, take on what it really is to work in an op center, and just have like all the support staff.
Just like you write that.
Yeah,
that would be real offensive, real fast.
Oh man,
yeah.
Oh, dude, but it is cool because I think that Denny, Eric, Luke, Greg, and Paul, like we all sit around sometimes and talk about writing a script for something like religiously, like 90% of our humor base is movie references and shitty ideas. But it's fucking awesome that you're actually putting in the work to do it.
Yeah. Writer duet. I'm not giving up on the dream. We're still going to write this movie. It's happening. Writer duet just cost so damn much. So I cannot not use it. We still have a subscription to it, and it's the easiest way to collaborate to write a script or story together. Shout out Writer duet. Yeah.
What was the script that we wrote about the cop and that serial shitter?
Oh God.
What's it called?
What was it?
I think you have it. You must have it.
It's saved. It's saved.
Yeah.
There's nuggets of gold in that, pun intended. See, this is how our brain works.
I'm intrigued. I want that now.
You see, there's a detective duo hunting a man that has a certain addiction to the way that he marks his crime scene with his shit.
Can't help but respect it.
The rest of it is highly offensive. It's really offensive, borderline racist. So we're gonna have to rewrite the dynamic duo.
Have you guys ever thought about crowdfunding? Because I mean, in order to crowdfund a project, you just need an idea and something to show people. Like fill a scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then put it on like your Kickstarter, your Indiegogo, and get some buy-in. You know what I mean?
We did.
We did have a real movie idea that we've been working on, and I'm not going to share it on air because it's something that could be easily taken, and it's a golden nugget. I can't believe it took me so long in my military career to understand just how fragile military intelligence truly is, and operational knowledge has just been bled out of the military system. The stupid shit that Ryan, Eric, and myself had to deal with on our last trip to Afghanistan would make for a funnier movie than Super Troopers. I shit you not. So there's a lot of gears working on that. The fact that we had a WhatsApp thread with over 2,000 people that they never vetted, and that's where they put out fucking mission parameters.
We fought the whole war on WhatsApp.
People don't realize that. Yeah. All right, your partners have been informed. How? We have a WhatsApp thread. What? With how many people? Oh, several thousand. Have you not vetted these numbers? We tried.
People are like, how did the Russians find out about? How did the Chinese find out about like our operations? And it's like they probably just like asked anyone, you know.
Meanwhile, the civilian contractor kid is doing a TikTok dance in OPSEN. No. Giving out his location.
Oh yeah, we had some Marine kids making a meme page about the location we were at and called that location's problems, and it was just pictures of the buildings all blown to shit and stuff from ISIS and whoever else, and they're making all these memes making fun of people, name dropping them.
Yeah.
So then the sergeant major had to come in and like he sits down like this murder board of like higher enlisted guys, and they're just like, one by one, every Marine just getting purged this murder board. Like, tell us who it was. Fess up now. They turned into this freaking company of Gestapo.
Dude,
we will find the meme maker.
There needs to be another.
That is good entertainment potential, though. Like, legit. Like, there should be a Super Troopers for the military.
It's realism. Like, modern warfare is not what people think it is. There is now more than ever, we're connected. We were in an environment where you have so much danger, but every day you're dealing with some of the dumbest and most hilarious situations. One of the funniest things, I'll never forget this kid with Levi. Love this kid. Afghan commando gets hurt. Hey, you're going to escort this guy back. Make sure he goes to the partner force hospital. All right, no problem. Come on, bud, let's go. It's an E4. Fly in to our base. Touchdown. He's supposed to escort this individual to the hospital. Touchdown. All right, brother. You take care. I'll see you later. He takes off. Random commando just walking around. I need help. I am injured. What did you do with him? What happened? Oh, man, you told me to take him to the base, so I did. You're supposed to take him to the hospital. I didn't know that. Well, where is he? I don't know, man. I had to deal with radios. An injured Afghan commander just walked around. Hey, help me. Hey, man, you didn't give me guidance. The story of Levi and minimal guidance.
One day, one of our movie scripts will come to life. I don't know if it's going to be the, military satire, or if it's going to be the Amodiac, which is
that's what it was. The Amodiac.
the 80s,
yeah.
the 80s buddy cop movie.
I think it could be both.
About a serial shitter.
The great thing is now you have access to so many tools. Take this for instance. For the whole concept of a podcast seemed impossible when you were just thinking about it. And then you realize, what do you need to do? What do you need to actually get this out there? And come to find out, not a lot. And the same thing with writing. I feel that if you have passion, if you have a drive, if you are creative, you owe it to yourself to experiment, to go out there and learn new things. Like, shit, I had no idea I had a passion for audio. I had no idea that I could sit down and have, great friends join me to interview an amazing comic book artist and creator. But you start somewhere and you keep going. Like, that's the thing that our veterans and active duty service members need to understand. Like, if you have a dream, you owe it to yourself to fucking feed it, to let it materialize into something. Don't just let it die. Like, now more than ever, we have every tool at our disposal.
And we have a lot to offer as veterans, I think. We've lived, you know what I mean? Like we've been through a lot. We've seen a lot, and a lot of the funny stuff, a lot of messed up stuff. Like, we've fallen in love, we've lost love, we've like been through all different dimensions of like the human condition. So I think like as artists, we have a lot to like show the world. It's not, we might not like fit the archetype. Like, when you think of artists, you don't always think of veteran, Yeah. It's not the first thing that comes to mind, but like art comes from humanity, and we definitely bring a lot of humanity to the table.
Yeah. We look back and we think that, well, I can't do this. There hasn't been that many veterans. And it's like, oh, well, you start looking back and look past our current age, look back to way back, look back at the days of Elvis. He served. Look back at the friggin', what's his name? Damn it. Funny guy, 21 Jump Street, used to be in the Marine Corps.
Oh, I ain't talking about. I can't remember his name.
George
Rob
Carlin
Riggle.
was an airman.
Yeah. What was it, Luke?
Rob Riggle, right?
Yes, Rob Riggle.
Oh.
Rob Riggle.
Who was the guy who was an airman?
George Carlin. He was an airman.
Yeah.
He was.
He was
stationed in
Norris.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Chuck
Johnny
Norris
Cash was too.
Jimi Hendrix.
Cash.
He was in. He got booted for masturbation, but that's neither here nor there.
Is that a true story?
That's a true story. My man was a serial meat beater in the company.
No wonder he's so good at guitar.
Well, the legend goes that he knew what he was doing and he just wanted to find a way to get out. And I'm all for that.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Ice-T served.
That'll do it, but it won't do it as much as I'd like it to do it. Because I don't know if you've ever been to JRTC, but it's basically like a rope fest. You're like coming from all sides,
It's just everywhere. Everywhere.
You go into one of the porta shitters and it's like you're in a cave with like stalactites on the ceiling.
Oh my god. Iraq. A year in Iraq. That should be the book and movie we write. Surviving jerk off sessions in the heat in a porta potty.
Man. Those times when like your dick smells so bad you don't even want to look at it, but you're still willing to whack off. What's the rating for this podcast? Sorry.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't matter.
That ship sailed.
It's already been said. No, you're good.
Did I demonetize us?
You can't.
That's a fun thing.
can't.
We're fully funded by the Taliban.
Thank you, Taliban.
Yeah. All we gotta do is not
Taliban.
promote us, letting your kids read and letting women know math. Sorry,
Oh,
Taliban.
Hey, easy. The investors are getting jumpy.
They're saying about the math and women. We don't let it back one more time.
Oh man.
Oh, Taliban, I hate you. I bet you they miss us though. I bet you they
Yeah,
miss
they're
us.
complaining about going to 9-to-5 jobs in an office. Like they just
Yeah,
are not,
They're
which
like,
is it's a real problem. Like I mean, we deal with the same thing.
Yeah.
We both fought that war, and they were on the other side.
Yeah. A lot of people thought that was like a satire thing. And
No.
it wasn't. That's
No.
yeah.
Color me shocked. People at war for 20 years have issues with reintegration. Like
and are bad at governing.
as much as we can't sympathize with them, like because we're like, yeah, fuck you.
Well, I don't know. I feel that in my journey, I've had to do a lot of, mindfulness is something I believe in, and really honing down on compassion, self-compassion, and really understanding like the importance of self-compassion, because it's easy to have compassion for others. Even now, I could think back and say, man, like it was a shitty situation for everybody, but I didn't like what they were standing for. I didn't like what they would do to their own people. But I can have compassion. I can have a lot more compassion for them.
I honestly didn't like. I don't know if whatever. I don't really like. Even in 2012, when I was in Afghanistan, I knew that the ANA sucked. Like I had no faith in the ANA.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for my Terp. I don't even know what happened to him. I hope that he made it over here. And I feel bad for the people that live. I was in Ghazni. I feel bad for those people. But a lot of this is so self-imposed. It's like I have to kind of it's hard for me to feel bad for a lot of the people involved. And I mean, that's a shitty way to look at it, but
it sucks, but it's understanding, like being able, you can hold two truths. You can say that, hey, there were a lot of bad people and I don't have any regrets for doing my job. But at the same time, I can completely feel compassion and empathy towards people in that part of the world and everything they went through. I wish it would have unfolded a lot differently. I wish that there was a clear cut, like, we won. People aren't being oppressed. There's no tyranny, but it's such a complex, shitty situation. I just hope that we can get more of our partners, more of our allies out of there. Because man, that's still, I know that bothers me and every other American service member or woman that served for the last 20 years that made that personal connection, whether it was the Terp or with a fucking awesome commando friend. Like some of those moments are going to always stay with me, just being with your partner force. And I remember serving with a commando that spoke perfect, flawless fucking English, and just sitting there one night, like smoking a cigarette, just in 2015, just be like, man, like, this is fucked, dude. He's like, yeah, super fucked. And this is my country. And I was like, shit, dude.
yeah.
Heavy. That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, you feel extra bad for the people because it's like, okay, well, maybe the war is over now, but now that on top of getting governed by totalitarian society, they're facing ISIS-K. Like, I mean, ISIS-K has been blowing people up left and right. Yeah. They just killed like 2 really high-name sheiks in Afghanistan.
Yeah,
and the Taliban has no answer for it. It's like, yeah, fucking sucked, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's not going to get better in our lifetimes. I don't think it's going to be
absolutely not.
Hell no, it's going to be a terrible place until we die, probably.
Yeah.
Sorry, so negative. Sorry.
I mean, it's true. It is.
I mean,
it could be better.
So what Scott Mann said, we gave people something that they hadn't had for quite some time, and they a kid
gave it up.
A kid that went to school, a girl, all the freedoms that they got to enjoy that they normally didn't under Taliban rule. They're not going to forget that. they're going to remember what that was like. And a lot of them might organize and fight for it. So, I mean, hope's not, I just want to say that because like hope's not all gone. We don't know what it looks like in 20 years, but I mean, there's always a shot.
It's like at the end of that really shitty Rian Johnson Star Wars movie where the little kid that's getting beat up in the horse stable looks up and he's like, and the Republic lives. Yeah, sort of like that. That movie was dog shit.
Yeah, I still don't get that scene. I did not get that scene or that entire movie for that matter.
The space casino.
That was that was pretty bad.
I like to just kind of pretend that whole movie didn't happen.
Let's let the animals out and let them run. So then you have a fucking tauntaun derby and they're just sprinting away. like, what the fuck does this have to do with the plot of the movie? This is so bad.
You just gave me a free lifetime worth of memories with just that phrase, tauntaun derby. That sounds like an N64 video game.
I don't remember the mechanic girl's name, but she was probably the worst character. Like
Rose.
Jar Jar's like, thank God, because this is the worst character ever made.
I still think Jar Jar's worse, but
I don't know, man. If you go back,
Jar Jar grew on me as an adult. Like now I'm like, oh yeah, Jar Jar. Because
Jar Jar was not crashing into his own dudes that were trying to take it to the enemy. All right. Yeah. This chick's crashing into him. How did you think that was like? I'm going to stop you from killing yourself, so I'm going to run into you at Mach 3 and somehow not fuck myself up. Like that's just dude. I can go on this movie. I could do a 6-hour podcast on how bad this movie is.
It's pretty bad. And then Revenge of the Sith tried to pick up the pieces and make a good movie out of it, and they did the best they could.
They tried.
They compressed a 6-hour story into 2.5 hours too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, wait, Palpatine's back and he's here and he's back and now we're gonna kill him again. Like, and he's got like he's got Snoke test tube babies everywhere. Just like, why, dude? This is horrible.
I'm always happy to see Palpatine though.
That entire writer's room was just filled with dudes with Adderall and cocaine.
Oh yeah, they were so overconfident with the whole series.
So like Palpatine, he's on like a robotic gurney, and he's just like like a menace, and then just a bunch of embryos in the background. It's like a little too much. Man.
I really liked it when he was like blasting in the sky, like such a purely evil moment. It was so stupid and awesome at the same time.
It just seems like that should have been part of like AC/DC's like 150th tour.
If they had started playing Thunderstruck in that moment, I wouldn't have been mad. I would have accepted it. I would have been like, at least
essentially a Marvel movie now.
I love how he could do that and like. So he does that, and he turns the whole society, whole world into a denied environment. Just immediately starts shooting everything down with electricity, and it's like, where was that the first 2 times they attacked your fucking Death Star?
He was operating those Star Destroyers. There's like 1,000. There's like 1,000 Star Destroyers. The crew, they've just been sitting there this whole time.
Yeah, they would never find us. There's 16 million.
Would you rather?
That's how Cold War dudes felt.
Yeah.
There's so many of us. We have nothing to do. Let's talk about this hypothetical war for 3 generations.
Oh, God.
So you have to choose between an Ewok and a Jawa. Which one is it going to be, man?
I've always wanted to know what's underneath the Jawa robe.
Yellow eyes and nothing else.
You can Google it. I've Googled it before. It's like just a weird.
I've tried. I really want to see. I want to see somebody that can really draw something truly horrific, but yet tasteful.
So here you go.
What is that? That's a Jawa? Ew. Yeah, I Googled what's inside a Jawa. That didn't work out.
But then there's this.
Oh man,
That's a little bit cooler.
that thing actually looks cool, but I think they're I don't know. They kind of seem like a bitch, you know.
Yeah,
Luke, just Google Jawa Rule 34, and you'll.
Oh
see
yeah,
that'll bring it up.
That's
Oh my god.
yeah.
I'm
that's
doing
gonna
it.
That's a good one on
I'm trying to do
Reddit.
it.
That one always satisfies. Someone needs to make an Oli fan of that.
But then, like,
Dude, oh my god, that's actually a really good idea.
I like
right?
that the first thing that came up and
Right?
said, "If it exists, there is porn of it."
Yeah,
/ Jawa.
good at images.
Negative.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that spicy.
I'm not that
Teletubby.
curious.
Yeah,
The
part of
screen goes
part
blank. Guys, I gotta go blank.
part of the
I gotta do some
75 program.
research.
Part of the 75 hard program you guys are on says you can't look at porn, so don't be looking at any Jawa shit.
That includes Java porn and droid porn.
it's just a Jawa in the robe with a bikini on top.
Giving a hand Jawa.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
Sorry,
we are adults.
No.
Oh God, we never grew
Your
up.
whole life is now demonetized. Like, you will die demonetized.
How'd you get canceled? We're talking about Jawa hand jobs.
Oh man, we've
It's so
done way
coarse. The
worse.
sand.
Yeah.
Easy, medium pace,
Talking about
medium pace.
alien midget scavengers jerking people off.
Anakin's
Yes, someone's into that.
Anakin's real distaste for that planet is that he had a
That's how he lost his virginity.
He had an incident in a Jawa brothel.
That was Luke's first time. All right,
This is his
Luke.
first time.
Yeah, glowing. Well, it's time for you to have your first time. Oh wow, where are we going? We're going to the Jawa Palace. Oh wow,
Wow.
All right, pick one. Well, which one of the girls? Doesn't matter, boy or girl.
Jawas are asexual.
Yeah, we can't
Just have a cloaca, son. Try it out.
I mean, you don't know what's in that hood. It could be like a spaghetti mouth, a pulsating spaghetti mouth.
God.
Could be like they could just be walking fleshlights. Like, I'm telling you, like, you just don't know.
I don't know. They really like the eggs of space rhinos.
Oh God,
So I think
dude.
Oh yeah.
they
That
probably have
seems so
normal mouths just
Or-
by
yeah.
the way they drink rhino eggs.
Something tells me that I can't.
Yeah, I know.
The way
I
they
have
were
so many
drinking
things
that
I gotta
egg
say. I'm
now.
holding back.
Ita.
Oh shit.
Oh God, George Lucas. He
Oh,
feels
man.
it in the force. God damn it! Someone's making another goddamn bukkake joke with the Jawas.
That's what you think. He's probably listening to this right now. He's just like,
Write that down.
Go on.
Write it down.
Yeah. He's like, and they're like, what the hell, George? He's like, can't be any worse than the fucking Last Jedi.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh man,
God.
I needed that. Thank you.
That's what we do here.
That was good.
Yeah.
That felt
And
good.
somehow we end up talking about some outlandish shit, dude.
It always happens. It's a
doesn't
full
matter.
circle moment.
It doesn't
I always try to
matter.
backtrack and figure out how it happened, and I can't.
No.
Like I
It's
teleported.
best to
to
just let the magic happen. And now is the time in our show where unfortunately we have to say goodbye. So if you like our shenanigans, enjoy what we do for you, support us. Go buy us a coffee or two. Not really coffee. It's fees. We need you to pay for our Buzzsprout fee. That's right. The podcasting costs money, and Brian's Coke addiction is very expensive.
It is.
And we also have to spend a lot of money now that we hired Luke. We are in a deficit. We have to pay him in Cheez-Its and lots of monsters. And he is a thirsty, hungry boy. So do us a favor, scan that bad boy.
Jesus.
All right, just scan the QR code. Woo! Buy us a coffee. And don't forget, we're still trying to raise money for Tim. He needs us to raise money to get his forge back up and running. And if we reach our goal of $10,000, he will forge us all our individual Thor hammer, and it will just cause havoc all around our neighborhoods and just smash the shit out of people's cars and small children. So please make that happen, because I'd love to have my own Thor hammer. Thank you for tuning in and being here with us. Judah, great time. I cannot wait to read your comic book. I know it's going to sell. I know it's going to do great. Unfortunately, it's time for dinner. Sweet Cheese and Luke.
Your Kickstarter's still up, right?
Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, it's still up. It'll run until the 4th of April. So if anyone wants to order a copy, just head on over to Kickstarter, and you can just search for Charon 13, Charon 13. And I don't know how to like drop a link here, but
we'll do it for you.
We'll do it for you. We have
Thanks, guys.
We have a person that does the computer things. No big deal. Shout out to the greatest person, Tara. She keeps us alive and fed and going. This whole operation, it's all taken care of by one amazing individual. Shout out to Tara. Thank you for doing what you do, which we wouldn't be anything without you, because I don't know how to use social media anymore. I just keep getting sucked into the same Tumblr feed and the same Reddit feed. I'm very curious about what happens in space. I'm not afraid to or ashamed to say it. Until next time, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you.
Thanks, guys.
Goodbye. Well, we're not done yet, guys. We need your help to raise $10,000 in order to help our great friend Tim Molesky save his forge. That's right. Go to the episode right now and click the link to GoFundMe and go donate some money. I love you.